Hey Sag, welcome to your reading for the first week or the first part of June 2026. So happy you're here. So this reading for the first part of June 26, but these readings are intuitive and timeless, so whenever it finds you, it's meant to find you. Okay, Sagittarius. What do we have for Sagittarius? Guide, spirit, loving ancestors and angels. What do we have for Sagittarius? Okay, so we pulled Venus. I reflect my worth in my values. That's your first card. Okay, let's pull your second card. Waxing crescent. I am putting all the pieces together. So something is really happening with all of the signs and I'm loving it. I'm pulling so many cards that have this moon depiction. Not this particular one. We haven't pulled this card yet for any of the signs for this week's readings. But Sag, this is beautiful. Venus, I reflect my worth in my values. Sagittarius, this feels like you are experiencing a moment in your life right now where you are really taking stock of what's important to you. You are taking time to re-examine who you are at the most fundamental level. As I'm talking to you, I notice that I've had to sit back in my chair. I've slowed down my speech. I'm you can't see me on camera, but I'm looking at your cards from a different vantage point than I've been looking at the other cards. But this to me is an indication from your guides that this is quite literally what you're doing. You are repositioning yourself to have a better understanding of what it is that you want in your life right now. And you're being really intentional about this. I don't want to say serious, but this is a big focus in your life right now. You are taking stock of the people in your life. You are paying attention to how you use and spend your energy. You are examining where you place your time, those things that you have invested yourself in. You are looking at all of it, Sagittarius. And after you've gone through this exercise, it's not like you're sitting down and just doing this like kind of haphazardly. This is either you sitting down one day, recently or right now, and you've really, almost in a meditative state, really deliberately sort of assessed these elements of your life. Maybe you've done some journaling about this, but you're really almost inventorying where it is that you've been placing your time, your energy, yourself. Who are you giving yourself to? And the next part of what this exercise or this sort of processes that you've taken yourself through or that you're going through right now is that you're like, okay, how does this line up with what I want? How does this line up with who I am? Are these things beautiful reflections and representations of me? Maybe they are to some degree in terms of like who I am, my human self, who I am in my three-dimensional reality, right? Like, am I a teacher? Am I a doctor? Am I an engineer? Do these things represent who I am in the world in that way? Maybe. But more important to you right now, Sagittarius, is whether these things are reflecting and representing who you are on a soul level. So we understand that Venus is the planet that rules all things pleasure, right? Pleasure, grace. Venus is also highly collaborative and communal. It's about not quite nourishing in the way that Cancer, and the way that the moon is nourishing, but Venus is about like relishing and really feasting, right? It's expansive, and it is beautiful, and it is comforting, and it's indulgent, but it's also very cooperative and loving and soulful. There's an aesthetic element about Venus. There's sort of a goddess vibe about Venus, right? So part of what you're calling into question right now, and in turn calling into your experience, are the ways in which you're giving yourself all of the beautiful and important things that Venus values, including how those things in your life are representations of you, how they reflect you, as you see this swan sitting upon the lake, looking down at what seems to be the water below it. And then how are these things feeding you, bringing back into your life the kind of joy and just like appreciation, but also Venus to me is like a party of sorts. There's a certain festivity element about Venus, just because it's so keen on enjoying life and participating in the sensorial activities that life brings. There's play in that, and fun and celebration. So how are these things also giving you fun and celebration and joy and all the feel-good things that you would want to experience in your life? I hope that makes sense. This waxing crescent moon, I am putting all the pieces together. So the moon, when it's at the sort of along the portion of its cycle where it is waxing, it is growing in light, right? So you see here in this depiction, a portion of the moon is illuminated, that crescent shape here, while the other portion is still dark. So I'm putting all the pieces together. Your guides are suggesting here that, listen, bit by bit, you are calling into your life, into your experience, into your vortex, to credit Abraham Hicks, those elements that are bringing you that joy, that pleasure, that Venus enjoyment. You're calling into your life, you're putting the pieces together that are creating a very visible, bright, coherent, easy to read, like legible, like life experience. You know, this card here of Venus suggests that you are quite actually rebuilding portions of your life, if not your entire life right now, Sagittarius, in a really productive way, right? This isn't heavy energy. This isn't anything that we sense that you are feeling defeated by or dragged down by, but this is really an opportunity for you to be enthusiastic about what it is that you want and what is coming your way. So this is that creative life force energy of building and developing that is also here being affirmed in this waxing crescent moon card. The pieces are coming together. You are designing the pattern, the texture of the life that you desire. So keep at it. This is what this is saying. Continue to do this, because very soon you will have that full manifested full moon come into your experience. And that will be so rewarding. I mean, you're already reaping the rewards of taking yourself, your soul through this experience. Your guides are there to support you. Your higher self is communicating directly to you. You are following your intuition and your heart. So keep doing this. You're on the path. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify this a bit more for you, Sagittarius. Please clarify for Sagittarius. Whoa. So this card popped out. Gentleness, compassion, kindness, soft. Yeah, Sag, this is, this isn't the birthing phase, but this is definitely the phase where you are putting all the ingredients into the pot. I don't know why I started off with birthing. That's not helpful. Let's move over to the analogy of cooking. You're putting all the ingredients into the pot that's going to make this wonderful, wonderful, savory, delicious meal, or maybe it's a dessert. But your guides are telling you, listen, as you're doing this beautiful, sacred work, also remember to be compassionate to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle. This is an effort of, or an exercise, or an expression of love, self-love. And so this is less about that total outcome of the full moon. Like, it's less about the full, the full manifestation of the finished dish, which is going to be so delicious, of course. But it's also about enjoying the process of cooking the dish, right? You've gotten to choose what it is that you want to make. And now that you've chosen what it is that you want to make, you're bringing together all of the really colorful and vibrant flavors and ingredients. And you're going through all of the steps of cooking, preparing that dish for what will be a beautiful experience of sitting down and enjoying it, maybe sharing it with others around you. This is a holy time in your life, Sagittarius. Even if it seems kind of generic, it's not. This is a sacred activity that you are, a sacred endeavor, a sacred journey that you're going through that is, in sort of the purest of ways, really quite simple. This is just you defining and deciding what it is that you want for your life, and you're taking your time to build it. So enjoy the process as much as you look forward to the outcome. All right, Sag, we hope this helps.